Yo, today we have a book insight of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Now, I'm gonna give a caveat as I normally do. This is just an insight, and if you want to learn more, read the book. And there's a lot of summaries out there that go in depth. Think and Grow Rich is the combined wisdom from more than 500 of America's most successful individuals. Their insights were narrowed down into 13 principles and contribute to what Hill refers to as an overall philosophy of achievement. Now I'm going to cover a lot of this because you probably don't want to read all of that. I'm going to do an overview of all of the chapters. There are 13 chapters which Hill refers to as the 13 principles of success, and we'll break down what did he find out from these 500 individuals in America. Napoleon Hill stated that the goals of his book were, now this is very important to understand the intention behind the author's writing and what is the purpose of his book. Now he breaks it down into two things: to help the reader become more self-aware and to help the reader understand how to become more effective amidst the immutable laws of the universe. Now I have a quote from Napoleon Hill: "Awake, arise, and assert yourself. You are the dreamers of the world." There is a key thing I want to make note of. I have some notes here too. I just want to thank all of the references I used. They will be in the description. Check those out. Thank you very much. Now let's get into the first chapter of the Napoleon Hill's 13 Principles of Success. Now the first one is kind of straightforward, very straightforward, is desire, the starting point of all achievement. What Napoleon Hill is trying to get at is to find one thing you are obsessed about and put your focus towards that. And he says that's all you need to achieve success. It's very essential to first understand that you need something you are passionate about for you to really do as much as you can towards it. If you don't really love the thing that you're doing, you are going to have a lot of problems trying to put in 100% effort a lot of the time. You'll find excuses to not do it. So really crack down on what do you want to do and self-study yourself, ask people around you, figure out more about what it is you feel passionate about. Now, I could go more in depth on that, but I think that will be sufficient. The second one is faith. Visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. So Napoleon Hill says that faith is the most important aspect to succeeding in what you're trying to achieve. And you really need to have that belief that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish, and believe that you have the abilities and the capabilities to achieve it. And as simple as that. No involvement of doubt, fear, hesitation, or any other thing that can prevent you from achieving your desires and fulfilling your purpose. You should just believe in yourself and don't leave room for overanalyzing and overthinking, because they just stand in your way. They are obstacles to your growth and to your achievement. Now, he does mention the law of attraction, but we are not going to go into that. Number 3 is autosuggestion, which I have written a lot about and I've mentioned about in the previous video, which is the previous book insight, which is a power of your subconscious mind. Make sure you check that out. It's a very good video. The medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Now, you think about autosuggestion is that you start to put words and thoughts out there that benefit your subconscious mind so that it can start reading those thoughts and making it something natural for you, making it your habitual routine, make it something that you normally say, that you normally believe. For example, saying that you are smart and you are capable and you are a great person. Those 3 statements, if you repeat that over and over again, your subconscious will start to pick up on that and make it a natural thing to believe, so that every decision and action you make and do will be backed up by that belief. And you won't have to say out loud or repeat it in your head over and over again. Your subconscious will know that this is what you believe about yourself because you programmed it this way through autosuggestion. whether it be repetition, visualization, or affirmations. You've wired your brain to believe this, and that is the whole purpose of all suggestion, to manually adjust your thought process to become something natural for you. The fourth one is specialized knowledge, personal experiences or observations, specific knowledge in an area. And now what the thing he's trying to get at, Napoleon Hill, which is why I agree with 100%, is to succeed, it's not just thinking alone. That will only get you halfway there. Action is the other half. That involves meticulous planning, followed by resolution, being resolute in what you're doing. Making sure that you're not just a thinker and an observer. Make sure that you're actually taking action and you are a part of the squad. Meaning you're not on the bench, you're not on the sidelines. You're actually taking part in this game of achieving your desires. Make sure that action is something that is as important as planning is for you, and as important as thinking is for you. So make sure that you plan meticulously, and make sure you are very resolute with taking actions, and you are very action driven. Now, another thing he mentions, which is a quote I've heard quite a lot, is applied knowledge is power. Now, the normal quote, which is what's spread around, is knowledge is power. Now, what Napoleon Hill is trying to battle with this knowledge is power sentiment / quote, he's trying to say that knowledge isn't necessarily power because you haven't applied it. But when you apply that knowledge, that is true power. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. I agree with that statement, that you must apply what you know for it to be of use. Fifth principle of success is imagination. The workshop of the mind. Ideas are the beginning point of all fortunes. You must start to intrigue and allow creative thoughts to flow in your mind. Don't show off creativity. And you can delve into the topic of the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset, which I've done various videos on. Go to my channel, just try to look through certain playlists. I have done videos on the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset, so I won't go in depth on this one. And even a book insight I did for mindset by Carol Dweck. Make sure you watch that one. That one goes in depth. Rich mind versus the poor mind. One of my newsletters, growth mindset versus poor mindset. So I'll leave it there. Be someone who's creative, that asks questions, that thinks about possibilities and solutions and many, many ways you could do things. Be creative. Sixth one is organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. Your achievement can be no greater than your plans are sound. Make sure that you have a plan in place that you follow. It's all good to be about action and to lead first with action, but if you have no plan behind it, you're gonna fall short. And you may hit the bat. I mean, you may hit the ball a few times, but that's gonna be luck. And when I mention hitting the ball, I'm thinking of baseball, for example. You're playing baseball, and if you start to plan how you're gonna hit the ball, you plan about your strategy and your technique, more than likely 100% of the time you're going to hit the ball more often than the person who doesn't plan. So in that same sense, make sure that planning is something essential in your discourse for achieving your goal and your pursuit for achieving your passions. Seventh is decision, the mastery of procrastination. The most successful people make decisions quickly and definitely. As I said before, don't allow resistance to stop you from making decisions and acting. Resistances include procrastination, doubt, fear, hesitation, and many other things. It will become an inhibitor to your success, and that is something that I can guarantee for you. It's a guarantee. If you allow overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, doubt, hesitation, procrastination, whatever else it could be, jealousy, envy, if you allow those things to step in the way of what you're trying to achieve, you won't be able to achieve anything beneficial to what you want. Number 8, persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Make sure that you are steadfast on what you're trying to achieve. Make sure that you make it a priority that you will not give up, regardless of the things that you face. The key is regardless of the things you face, whether it's from yourself or from others. Just make sure that you are very driven to continue going in the face of adversity. And that will be the difference to who is successful and who is not. Number 9, the power of the mastermind. The driving force. Without power, you cannot put your plans into action. Now, what Napoleon Hill is trying to get at here is that teamwork is what increases power. And power is the driving force of success. And he mentions the example of a battery. So let's say you have a torch, and the torch has a number of batteries you can use. Let's say 4 batteries you can put in the torch, or the flashlight. Let's say the flashlight. If you use 1 battery, it can work. But if you use 2 batteries, that'll be a lot better. 3 batteries, you're doing a very good job. 4 batteries, you are at maximum power and battery power, In that same way, the more you are invested in teamwork and building a group of powerful individuals, you will be more powerful as a group and as an individual. So take that into consideration. The power of the mastermind is a chapter that goes into the power of teamwork and why power is essential. Number 10, the mastery of sex transmutation, the 10th step towards riches. He goes into, sexual energy, and really the idea that Napoleon Hill is trying to get at is retention and redirecting that feeling / energy into the desire for the accomplishment of your main purpose. Very interesting topic. I'll just put that on hold there, see what you guys have to say about that topic. Number 11, subconscious mind. The connecting link. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. The subconscious is the power center, Napoleon Hill states. Now, I've gone into depth again on the power of the subconscious mind. Obviously, the recent book I did, check that out. It's a very good insight into what the subconscious mind is and how to influence it positively. Number 12, the brain, a broadcasting and receiving station for thought. He goes into depth, Napoleon Hill goes into depth about what you attract is a result of what you vibrate, and that what you mentally broadcast drives what you receive. And he refers back to the 3 chapters: subconscious chapter, the imagination chapter, and the auto-suggestion chapter, and how those will allow you to influence the brain and do more positive actions that benefit your desire and your goals. The 6th sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. Hill believed in an infinite intelligence that could be tapped into when the subconscious mind was vibrating at a particularly high positive frequency. Now I end off with a quote. The world has a habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going. Very interesting quote. I'll see what you guys have to say about this. Thank you very much for watching. All references will be listed in the bottom. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out my other videos. A lot of content I've covered and a lot more to cover.